Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So Bitcoiners are stacking up sats, guys. Inactive Bitcoin supply hits all-time highs. This is coming from Cointelegraph here. Inactive Bitcoin addresses have hit all-time highs across 1, 3, and 5-year time domains, while Bitcoin outflows from exchanges continue. This is what the on-chain data is telling us, okay? It's suggesting that Bitcoin holders are accumulating Bitcoin with exchange holdings down to yearly lows and the percentage of inactive Bitcoin supply at all-time highs. According to Glassnode's Bitcoin supply last active chart, inactive BTC that has not moved from an address for more than 1, 3, and 5-year time frames has been at all-time highs since July of 2023, guys. So what is this suggesting? People are continuing to accumulate. So as I was saying a little bit this morning, at this point, if we take a look at the total crypto market cap, guys, we are in this period similar to what we saw in 2019, the accumulation phase. Really the best time to be accumulating your cryptocurrencies. You don't want to get in too late. I don't know how many of you guys got into crypto who FOMO'd in 2021. You don't want to be FOMOing in 2024 and 2025, really. I mean, maybe 2024, maybe the beginning of 2024, we don't really know yet, but certainly not in 2025. And now is the best time. I mean, really, to maximize profits, guys, it is now. I did recently just post another update on my Patreon for my patrons, guys, only $5 a month. I'm posting my trading picks, my $10,000 plus portfolio that I'm opening up to all my patrons. It's right there. And I'm going to be totally transparent with all my trades. I'm posting my trades on the days that they occur, and I'm letting all my patrons in on my next move. So again, only $5 a month if you guys are interested in joining, because the market isn't going to stay like this forever. And, you know, by 2024, 2025, then we're going to start looking at cashing out, and that's when the real fun is going to begin. So now's the time to be accumulating. Which coins have the potential to move up 3, 5, 10, 50, maybe even 100x? In this crypto market or beyond? I mean, it's not out of the question for a coin to go up 30,000% like XRP did in 2017. And the coins that I'm choosing, guys, they're not the typical coins that I talk about on this channel. No, I'm looking at completely different metrics here. So, well, I'm not going to tell you. If you want to know, join the Patreon. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Anyway, moving along here, guys, Cryptic Poet posting this with regards to Mike Novogratz's Galaxy Digital. Okay, he's targeting Europe for crypto expansion. Obviously, you know, there's a sour taste in the crypto industry's mouth when it comes to the US landscape. So, you know, these guys are looking abroad. Mike Novogratz's crypto group Galaxy Digital is expanding into Europe after a crackdown by US regulators sparked a search for more friendly jurisdictions. The group has appointed Leon Marshall, a former executive and crypto broker at Genesis, to be the head in Europe. His aim is to build a regional operation from London while rivals retreat in the face of the sustained downturn in digital asset prices. Marshall told the Financial Times that European progress in building legal frameworks for trading digital assets has been a crucial factor in his decision. So earlier in the year, the EU passed a sweeping MiCA crypto regulation aimed at providing guardrails for the industry and protection for investors. Under Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, the UK is also vying to become a crypto hub. So looking at the UK specifically, you know, there are many jurisdictions already around the world that are way further ahead than the United States. And so why not? Why wouldn't these American crypto companies move abroad? Because it's just not looking healthy and friendly in the US at home, unfortunately. So this is what Mike Novogratz is doing. Here's a quote. The European market demand that we're seeing combined with the regulatory framework established by MiCA is robust. This coming from Marshall. He also says that makes Europe a desirable destination for crypto firms to build and grow. Mike Novogratz is not the only one. Look at what Tim Draper's doing. This one courtesy of Michael Branch here on Twitter. Tim Draper launches Crypto Accelerator despite U.S. regulatory crap show. Okay, so this is a little different. Seeking to defy the odds of a prolonged bear market, billionaire investor Tim Draper has unveiled a new crypto-centric venture studio. So this is called the Draper-Gorin blockchain. It comes with a clear mission to accelerate DeFi innovations, layer 2 network scaling solutions, and customer apps, including gaming and social experiences. Draper, a household name in the blockchain world, has been investing heavily in a plethora of crypto-related ventures. The outspoken Bitcoin bull has not shied away from price predictions either, calling for a price of $250,000 for Bitcoin. So he's looking to innovate, you know, despite what is going on in the US, I guess, you know, act now, apologize later, however that saying goes, but looking to really propel this DeFi project. So he's partnered with some other guys here. And down here, here's a quote. "We plan on spending the next 10 years working with each company, investing between $25,000 and $100,000 in pre-seed startups. There will be an additional focus," Goran told Decrypt, "on partnering with select entrepreneurs to build companies from scratch." So looking as though they want to make DeFi central, and I guess it sounds as though this is happening in the US. "Our current regulatory environment is a crap show," said Goran in the United States. He added that he is sad to see more and more American crypto entrepreneurs moving overseas amid the regulatory climate, while the ones staying, he told Decrypt, have to grapple with substantial amounts of uncertainty and doubt. So crypto FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, but not the FUD that we're used to. Regulatory FUD. Even so, the investor remains optimistic. Goran thinks the nature of the technology will eventually make the whims of regulators obsolete, predicting we will all be okay. At the end of the day, there needs to be a framework, and I think it will all work out eventually. But you know, this really does hinder a lot of these projects because they want to hit the ground running now, and with the regulatory environment just being so unpredictable, I guess we could say, they can't do that in the US. So this is why they're moving abroad, but that's not to say that they can't move back to the US once there is a clear framework set out. I'm sure a lot of these companies want to stay in the US. You know, as for Tim Draper, he is staying in the US and he doesn't care about the crap show that's going on, whereas Mike Novograt's expanding to other regions, which is not bad either. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael for posting that. The Cryptic Poet here posting this with regards to some VeChain news, guys. They've just announced a new WeWorld mobile self-custody wallet. So the app is already live for Android and iOS devices. The network released an official post to share the information with users. According to the post, WeWorld Mobile will generate private keys on users' local devices. This will ensure that users retain their keys while avoiding the hassle of a middleman. Using a trusted cryptocurrency wallet can reduce security risks for traders globally. That's why VeChain is helping traders, whether they use the Ledger hardware wallets or mnemonic phrases. The new VeChain wallet is integrated with Wallet Connect to maintain the highest blockchain standards. The integration furthers VeChain's objective of facilitating seamless interoperability for developers and dApps. So some great news for VeChain holders there. Another company, a great company too, that I have highlighted on this channel. And for those of you guys interested in the Patreon, the only one coin that I have highlighted on this channel that is in fact in my Patreon portfolio, the $10,000 plus portfolio that I am actively trading for my patrons. So it's a great coin because fundamentals are great. Price activity, volatility is high, so that's good for making money in a bull run. But I mean, again, the partnerships, the the fundamentals of this coin are just so bang on. It's kind of got everything going for it. So a great coin that is trading at a steal of a deal right now. I've always been a proponent of VeChain, so it's probably no surprise that I'm bullish on this particular cryptocurrency. And the partnerships keep growing. So wanted to thank the Cryptic Poet there for posting that. Wrath of Kahneman guys also mentioning this with regards to the XRPLF. Okay, now a member of the Organization of Southern Cooperation, focusing on education, tracking, and monetizing IP. This puts the XRPLF in close conversation with a large number of countries and universities. And here's just some of the things they're doing, guys. Listen to this.
So one of the major milestones that we've accomplished over the last year is gaining status as an associate member in the Organization of Southern Cooperation, or the OSC. The OSC is an interdisciplinary organization that seeks societal transformation through inclusive, balanced education. The membership status places the XRP Ledger Foundation alongside universities and leaders, including the presidents of nations, from Africa, Latin America, and many other countries and continents, in shaping the future of education, increasing access to interdisciplinary academic research and endogenous knowledge, and developing systems for tracking and monetizing intellectual property. We feel there's tremendous potential for blockchain to provide a mechanism for tracking the intellectual ownership while simultaneously enabling content creators, be they individuals or entire communities, to receive royalties or other payments depending on how they choose to license their content.
An endeavor to expand the XRP ledger. You heard it here from the organization, and even Wrath of Kahneman putting the focus on cooperation, focusing on education, tracking, and monetizing IP. all use cases that will leverage XRP. And so this has nothing to do with Ripple, just the XRP ledger. He says it puts XRP ledger considerations in important South-South discussions. OSC includes countries in Latin America, the Caribbean, Africa, Asia, the Middle East, and Pacific Islands. They discuss triangular cooperation with inclusive practices between them. Here is the original document. So for those of you guys interested in checking that out, I will link this tweet thread in the description of the video for you. So wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that, and of course the XRP Ledger Foundation. So I mean, even though this doesn't have to do with Ripple does have an incentive. They do need to maintain XRP liquidity in order for their own processes to function properly. And, you know, they've tried many different ways to do this. Line of credit, using exchanges for ODL, which is now being rebranded, Ripple Payments. But liquid XRP, guys, that is key. And when the exchanges in the US delisted XRP, that was a huge punch in the gut for Ripple. And I think Ripple is kind of in not such a direct way said that. They have been set back because of the SEC lawsuit. Fortunately, they can now continue with their expansion. But at the center of it, guys, the liquidity is going to be key, because what they ultimately want to target are these high-valued payments. And the high-valued payments are really what's going to command that high XRP price. So Cypress Demand Core here posting this. Wow, the DTCC just confirmed blockchain DLT and digital assets are here to stay. Here's a document. The paper provides several examples of how blockchain, DLT, and digital assets are transforming the financial industry. One example can be found in number 4. So this links to another document, guys, where the author states that firms have documented the early operation and liquidity benefits of DLT. So liquidity benefits of DLT, well, that is if an asset is liquid. And so if you want to use the most liquid asset, which then becomes the most efficient rail, well, at least in the example of the XRP ledger. Again, guys, this is the reason why XRP needs to be liquid, and digital assets, often at an experimental level, and have begun to evidence their ability to radically reshape securities issuance, accelerate settlements, and empower data transparency. This suggests that DLT and digital assets have the potential to significantly improve the efficiency and transparency of financial markets, of course. Additionally, in number 2, the author states that FMIs are uniquely positioned to support the growth of digital assets and enable industry-wide consistency. This highlights the important role that FMIs can play in facilitating the adoption of these technologies and driving industry-wide transformation. Now, what this is referring to, guys, this September 2023 document, Advancing the Digital Asset Era Together, from DTCC. And I believe this was put through some kind of an AI generator. Based on this paper, it is clear that blockchain, DLT, crypto will play an extremely crucial role in the future finance infrastructure. Yes, the paper suggests that blockchain, DLT, and digital assets have passed their foundational stage and are poised to deliver significant benefits to the financial industry. So I believe Cypress Demand Core did put this through an AI generator just to kind of go through the article and come out the other end with what the essence was of the article. The authors highlighted the potential for reducing costs, increased efficiency, and improved interoperability through the use cases of these technologies. They also emphasized the role of FMIs in facilitating the growth of digital assets and enabling industry-wide consistency. Overall, the paper suggests that blockchain, DLT, and digital assets will play an important role in shaping the future of financial infrastructure. Now, why this is important, guys, they speak of DLT more broadly, and so they're not isolating any one type of blockchain. But DTCC, we have to remember, facilitates $2.4 quadrillion of digital security management. This is Stephen Prosperi talking about it about a month ago. Listen to this, guys, courtesy of the ISO GOAT here on Twitter.
DTCC, which is a post-trade market infrastructure provider. Our core business is providing clearance and settlement services for U.S. securities markets and post some pretty big numbers. I think last year we processed $2.4 quadrillion worth of securities. We often get asked if that's a real number, and it is in fact a real number. And it represents basically all broker-to-broker trades of equities, corporate debt, treasuries in the US markets. So naturally, we're very focused on blockchain and the opportunities that it can present in the kind of industry where we sit in the industry. And kind of getting back to the question, cross-chain interoperability, we think it's very important. From day one of our exploration in this space, about 6 or so years now, we've kind of felt it important that there won't be one blockchain to rule them all. There will be multiple out there. the currencies will live across different chains, and other assets of value represented through tokens will live across different chains. So very similar to the role that we play in traditional markets of bringing all of those together, and similar to SWIFT in some ways in that nature, being connected to all the banks and broker-dealers to provide services, whether it's clearing services, settlement services. A lot of those same aspects, they'll transform, they'll look a little bit different, but fundamentally are very similar, I think, in a digital asset world. So in most of the initiatives that we take on, we look at how can this plug into multiple blockchains, and how can things coming down the pike like CCIP be used to help us kind of maintain that view, and again, to not build something that's already built, and to not have to stand up infrastructure to support 100 blockchains, and we can support one piece that can then plug into those 100 blockchains today, maybe 200 blockchains tomorrow.
So, I mean, he did say there isn't going to be one blockchain that rules them all. We know this. Okay, so the XRP ledger not going to be facilitating all $2.4 quadrillion. But what is the likelihood it is definitely going to be part of this? And also, too, you got to think about this. What's the chances, or what are the chances that the XRP ledger could, in fact, take the lion's share of DTCC's volume? Think about what Ripple has behind it. Think about the credibility. Think about the track record. So it might not be divided equally into, let's say, 3 or 4 different DLT platforms. We could, in fact, see Ripple have an edge just because of their history. And the reason I say that is because back in June 2015, Ripple did appoint DTCC's former CEO as an advisor. So they have deep ties. Digital currency startup Ripple has appointed Donald Donahue, former CEO of the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, as an advisor to the company. DTCC is the main clearinghouse for U.S. securities and derivatives, processing more than 1.6 quadrillion in transactions per year. So this was the 2015 numbers, 1.6 quadrillion. Obviously, that has gone up by quite a bit since then. In his role as COO and then CEO, Donahue is thought to have led the DTCC's efforts in stabilizing the financial system following the 2007-2008 market crash. And Donahue did say in a statement back then, "I'm very interested in the capabilities distributed payment technologies seem to offer for improving the safety, soundness, and cost effectiveness of global payments and settlement infrastructures." So as long ago as 2015, guys, we've had a Ripple and DTCC connection. A year later, Ripple did post this on their Insight blog. New DTCC white paper gets real about blockchain hype. So they've always been interested in blockchain, and Ripple did back in 2016. So this was still quite a while ago, did publish this about the DTCC and their interest in blockchain, probably the XRP ledger. So they just published a white paper on the potential of distributed financial technology, and it was titled Embracing Disruption, Tapping the Potential of Distributed Ledgers to Improve the Post-Trade Landscape. Usually what Ripple does, guys, is they do not post these blogs unless the company has a vested interest in Ripple. And so if I were to speculate, if I were to surmise why they posted this all the way in 2016 was because there is in fact a connection there. So they have the link with Ripple's advisor and former CEO of DTCC, the Insights blog. $2.4 quadrillion, guys, running on blockchain technology. And I mean, even Ray Dalio spells it out here. This one courtesy of Mr. Man here on Twitter. I wonder which DLT intermediary Ray Dalio is describing here. So something apart from the DTCC connection, although they are responsible for a large sum of that American securities value. Listen to this.
Important question that I want to get to, and it's related to concerns that you've shared about the US dollar potentially losing its reserve currency status. As an investor, how should they think about constructing a portfolio given this concern that you've talked about?
Well, there are 2 purposes of a currency, which is a medium of exchange and a storehold of wealth. And we're living in a world where we have 3 major currencies are fiat currencies with the same kind of problems. So you can't look at one currency in relationship to another. I think people make a lot of mistakes of thinking, it's an ugly contest. And so the questions that we're going to be in is storehold of wealth. Okay, what is your storehold of wealth? And a money is a storehold of wealth that also is widely accepted in other countries so that you can move it around. It's not just limited to currencies. Don't think that medium of exchange is the only important thing. So think about the store of the wealth. That's when we deal with the quadrant of the 4 pieces to try to find a balanced storehold of wealth. And then you have to think, can I move that and sell that anywhere? Am I going to have the free capital markets to do that, or are they going to be a problem? So the diversification of that. And I think we are entering a period where all currencies, the traditional medium of exchange type of currencies, are going to, a lot of currencies will compete. What will be the medium in which I could take something and go someplace else and cost effectively convert that into buying? Okay, the medium of exchange. So I think we're in a storehold of wealth issue. In other words, focus in on that. And then, okay, your transaction cost of converting that storehold of wealth, a balanced portfolio, into buying power.
So what is that medium of exchange going to be, guys? With many different fiat currencies competing, there does need to be a medium of exchange, and DLT technology front and center playing into this perfectly. So how much of the pie do you think Ripple will get? I mean, considering how many partnerships they already have globally, the reputation, their track record has been second to none. So the lion's share, over 50%. Tell me down in the comments what you guys think, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.